Colin, happy Monday. What's on the show today?
Just a couple of months ago, the Philadelphia Eagles were lecturing the New England Patriots about winning and how it should be fun. And if it's not fun, it's no good in Foxborough. Do it our way. Interesting what we have in Philadelphia this morning, isn't it? That's coming up.
Very interesting. Thanks, Colin. Time for our final topic of the day. Conor McGregor made his return to the octagon Saturday, but Khabib made him submit in the fourth round to retain the UFC lightweight title. After the fight, it was pure chaos. Khabib jumped out of the octagon to go after Conor's group, causing a huge brawl. After the fight, Dana White said, quote, "The guys are in big trouble." Shannon, what was your takeaway from this? It was madness.
Yeah, the fight happened exactly how I thought it would. I thought Conor would have to get him out of there early, and if Khabib could make him miss early, drag him to the deep in the later rounds, make him submit, as I thought he would do. But at some point in time, Skip, when we talked about him a lot, especially the build-up to the Mayweather fight, that Conor steps over the line sometimes.
He does.
And he stepped over the line with this man. This man values his religion and his parents as some people take other things. And Conor stepped over the line. And so Conor's not, Khabib was dead wrong for him. They're probably going to hold up 10% of his purse. They might suspend him. Now, they didn't suspend Conor when he did what he did, throwing that dolly through the bus. Skip, you remember when he fought, he jumped out of the ring and confronted Jose Aldo.
He did.
He threw the bottles at Nate Diaz.
He did.
So Conor McGregor's not without fault here. But old Khabib, oh, man, that old Russian bear, he put something on Conor. Made him call. I'm tired of paying. I paid $64.95 to watch Conor McGregor say "uncle," because that's what you, when you tap, you say "uncle." Made him say "uncle" again.
Why? Because Khabib is too strong of a wrestler for Conor McGregor. And the shock to me was in the third round. Khabib said, "I'll just stand here in the middle and I'll trade punches with you.
Right.
Let's just box a little bit." And did Conor take any pound of flesh? Did he hurt him at all?
No.
He couldn't hurt him.
Took the steam out of him.
Yeah.
Skip.
Yeah. And once he got him on the ground, it was OVA over.
Yeah.
And as Khabib said afterwards, he said, the UFC has never been a trash-talking sport because it's just too hard to get in there.
Yeah.
And Conor tried to turn it into trash-talking when he goes religion, father, country.
He called a man dad a terrorist, Skip.
Yeah. I know.
He insulted the man.
Terrible.
So the man said,
I can't condemn Khabib for going over the out of the.
Look how Conor look.
Yeah.
That hurt. I don't know, Skip. I don't know if he's gonna make all 6 of these fights.
I don't either.
Don't be
I'm
like
not sure he's gonna want to.
Don't be like Ronda.
Well, he's got $100
That
million.
is it for us. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern. Right now, Colin's going to tell you why the Eagles, they don't care about winning. The herd starts right now.
Khabib with the brakes off it.
Undisputed.
It's a Monday. This is The Herd. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening, live in Los Angeles, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. Joy Taylor, who was covering that Rams-Seahawks game up in the Pacific Northwest yesterday.
Crazy game.
Wild game from 1 hour from now, where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. We have an absolutely great show today. Trent Dilfer, Michael Vick, Greg Jennings, Tony Gonzalez. And where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong in 1 hour. Let me start with this. Winning is hard. It's hard in life. It's one thing to be successful, but then to maintain success, I could argue, is even harder. What New England has done for 18 years is amazing, probably never be duplicated. But when the Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl, remember what Lane Johnson said? I'd much Super Bowl than be miserable and win 5 like the New England Patriots. Well, you're going to get your wish there, Chief, because Philadelphia's a mess right now. Didn't we predict this? Didn't we tell you that Philadelphia, the puff your chest city, led by Lane Johnson, suspended twice, by the way, for PEDs. You know guys like that, the shortcut guy. He was also the guy that was the impetus for the dog masks. Ow! Who let the dogs out? I don't know. They get let out all the time in Foxborough without the masks. Lane Johnson, it was his guy that created that fumble/interception yesterday. Lane Johnson did a terrible job on that play, an absolutely terrible job on that play. Virtually unblocked, creates the ball in the air, it gives the Vikings the touchdown, and game officially over. It should be noted that last week, fun guy, who let the dogs out guy, also did a terrible job on a blocking play that created a hit and a fumble and created the inertia for the Tennessee Titans to win their biggest game of the year over Philadelphia. Hey, Lane Johnson, 24 hours in a day, 8 of it's work, 8 of it's sleep, and 8 of it's fun and social. But the work part is called work for a reason. Okay, we all go to a Christmas party. It's called, the Christmas/holiday party. Work is not designed to always be a good time. But Lane Johnson's history is shortcut guy. Happy hour 2 hours early when there's a lot of work to still get done guy. Hey, instead of committing to a project or a game plan, who let the dogs out mask guy. This is who he is. I mean, first of all, the idea that you'd rather win 1 Super Bowl than 5 if you have to put in more work is such a loser comment in any business. It's called work. But Philadelphia fell into a trap, and we predicted it. Even in their own division, the Cowboys have 5 Super Bowls. The New York Giants have 4 Super Bowls. Washington has 3 Super Bowls. Philadelphia has 1. And they're suddenly lecturing everybody else in football on, hey, this winning thing, here's how it's done. Stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Marginally, briefly successful guy doesn't get a lecture Nick Saban or Belichick on how to win at football. Lane Johnson, your guy this week and your guy the previous week is the one that shot through and created leverage and opportunity and inertia for the other team. Man, the Eagles got a real winner here. They got shortcut guy, created dog mask guy, work should be fun guy. I mean, Chris Carter nailed it on First Things First. It is embarrassing when briefly successful guy suddenly lectures the NFL's greatest dynasty on what winning is all about.
We have more fun. How much fun you having now? That's what I want to ask Lane Johnson. How much fun you having? Like, you're not the best right tackle in pro football. That offensive line that was a dominant force, they're no dominant force.
Nope. Again, it's hard to win Super Bowls. Troy Aikman worked hard. Tom Brady works hard. The great ones, Ray Lewis, worked hard. It's not all fun. The thing that's truly fun in football, because it's the only sport where you practice 6 times as much as you play. Basketball doesn't work that way. Hockey doesn't work that way. Baseball doesn't work that way. Football's the only sport where you practice 6 times more than you play. And the one thing that's always fun, even in a bad locker room, is winning. And Lane Johnson took it upon himself, dog mask guy, to lecture New England on the winning thing. Embarrassing. All right, so let me defend Odell Beckham. Oh, people are going crazy on Odell Beckham. And by the way, Odell Beckham just signed a massive contract. He is the face of the franchise, not the quarterback. He is a superstar in the NFL. And unlike the NBA and baseball, where contracts are guaranteed, in that New York Giants locker room, there are very few people that can say how they feel and not get cut and not get demoted. There is a responsibility in professional football for the handful of players who can say whatever they want and not get demoted to bring up the elephant in the room. So the New York Giants' Odell Beckham had an interview before the game, and he said regarding Eli Manning, I don't know, I feel like he's not going to get out of the pocket. We know Eli's not running. Can he still throw it? Yeah, but it's been pretty safe. It's cool catching shallow stuff, but I want to go over the top someday. Is he wrong? Is that inaccurate? Did he call him a terrible teammate? Did he say, I think we should demote him? It's the elephant in the room in New York City right now. The elephant in the room. Every family's got an elephant in the room. It is the responsibility of the outspoken, successful member of a family to talk about the elephant at the room. Hey, Grandma, no more driving. You're dangerous. Hire a driver. Somebody else drives for you, Grandma. Uncle Phil, those comments at Thanksgiving are totally inappropriate. It's no time for politics. Dad, you're drinking too much. Settle down. Somebody in every family has to express an opinion that's uncomfortable, it's called the elephant in the room. And by the way, the owner of the New York Giants won't do it. They should have drafted a quarterback. They wouldn't. The GM of the Giants could have had Sam Darnold, could have had Josh Allen, could have had Josh Rosen. He didn't. So nobody else in the room wants to address the elephant in it, which is Eli appears to be mostly a shot fighter. So if Odell Beckham won't, and by the way, he did it respectfully. He just basically said things that are true, like, he's not going to run. He's dealing with underneath routes. He's not going to get out of the pocket. We know he's not running. This is outrageous. No, that's just telling Uncle Phil, cool it on the Donald Trump comments at Thanksgiving. It's not cool. Dad, you're drinking too much. Grandma, you shouldn't be driving anymore. Somebody's got to say that stuff. Somebody has to say that in every family, or the problems fester and nobody talks about them. I mean, good Lord, the Giants keep giving Eli. They spend a fortune on a left tackle. They draft a running back. They sign another wide receiver. How many gifts can they give Eli Manning? New coach, check. Star running back, check. Left tackle, check. Draft another offensive lineman, check. Get more receivers, check. They're checking all the boxes, and it's still a bad offense. I mean, they're over at this point. They're overcompensating for it. So I'm going to defend. Remember, football is unique. You can get cut. Tom Brady could be cut tomorrow. It'd be a cap hit, but you could cut him. You can't cut Aaron Judge. You're not going to cut Bryce Harper. You're not going to cut Steph Curry. So in a sport where very few players, I mean a handful of players, have real power, have real leverage, are a face of a franchise, Odell Beckham talked about something that made everybody a little uncomfortable, and he didn't regret it after the game.
Like we don't, if we're not all on the same page, if it's not authentic and real, and we can all understand each other, then there's going to always be miscommunication. I'm just excited about the way we pulled together. Like I said, we came up short, but we fought today. I haven't felt any more closer than I have in the last 24 hours. And like I said, if it took that to bring us together, I could take that. At the end, they came out with the win, but I'm proud of where we stand. Even though we're 1-4, this game today is going to be monumental for our season in my eyes.
Okay. If those comments were so disruptive, and I watched every snap of this game, it was one of the craziest games in the NFL this season. It was a weird game. But if they were so disruptive, why did the Giants finally play well? Some of you were listening to me. Some of you are watching. There's stuff happening in your family. If you're the one that's the strongest, the safest, the smartest, you owe your family to bring it up. Odell Beckham Jr., somebody had to talk about Eli Manning, the elephant in the room. Coming up next, people are really upset with Jason Garrett of the Cowboys. Jerry Jones called him out. I just want to add some perspective on everybody crushing Jason Garrett. And I'll give you an example of what I mean next. Because it's funny how in one city a coach is getting crushed, another city a coach is not getting crushed. Not that I will defend Jason Garrett, but there's some perspective that needs to be added on him not going for it on fourth down. That's coming up next. All right, guys, close your eyes. Right now, where you're standing, if everybody could see the underwear you were wearing, would you be proud of it? I do not think you'd be proud of it. I would be proud of it. I'd not necessarily be proud of, my body, but I would be proud of the underwear because I wear Tommy John. They obsess over every little detail. Comfortable, stay-put waistbands, feather-light, breathable fabric, moves with you, not against you. Tommy John is so confident in their underwear that if you don't love your first pair, they refund it fully. That's why they have their best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. They also have now life-changing women's underwear, fully back in stock. Before you spend another dime on cheap, heat-trapping multi-pack underwear, go to Tommy John, no adjustment needed. Real simple, TommyJohn.com. And if you put in the code HERD, H-E-R-D, save 20%. TommyJohn.com. Code HERD, 20% off. Now.
how Old Dominion puts together a winning performance.